guys, so for today I have my April favorites and regrets for you guys. Last month I did favorites and regrets instead of just favorites, and literally you guys loved it and loved the fact that I included some products that I regretted buying at the end of the month. So I figured, why not just do the same thing every single month if I do have regrets to share, which this month I did a ton of shopping, so I do have some regrets to share. Mind you, a lot of the shopping that I did, like I did a huge drugstore haul, a huge Sephora haul. I would say I liked about 97% of the products. Like, I had really good luck this month and I literally found so many favorites. I have a lot of favorites to share with you guys, but that means that in this video I have equal like drugstore favorites and high-end favorites to show you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that I have to talk about is the Kat Von D Eye Contour Palette. It's absolutely amazing. I love the concept of it, the fact that it's just like all neutrals, neutral shades, and that you get different undertones. You have your warm quad, your cool quad, and your neutral quad. The quality of the shadows are amazing. They're so pigmented. They blend out beautifully. Remind me a lot of the Lorac eyeshadows, and they're just honestly amazing. And like I said, I love the concept of it. Kat Von D never fails me. The next thing that I've been loving is this Tartelette palette. I had to get my hands on this. Like, I don't know what came over me, but I all of a sudden was like late on the bandwagon and was like, oh my god, like I need that. So I had to pick it up and I really love it. I love the packaging. It's gorgeous and super fun. But I love the shades in it. Like, they're amazing. They're all these like beautiful mauve blush tone shades. Seriously, mauve and blush, like that tone has just been my favorite lately. I think it's just going to be like my new favorite color. So the next thing, I'm just picking up random things, is this Laura Mercier Invisible Loose Setting Powder. No, just loose setting powder in the shade Translucent. Oh my god. I love this so much. It literally keeps you matte like all freaking day, and it does not give off a white cast. So I'm so happy about that, because ever since I've been self-tanning and now that I'm more of like a 30 in MAC, a lot of powders do give me a white cast, translucent ones, but this one does not. So I have been obsessed with this, so I'm so happy that everyone was raving about it and I got on the bandwagon. The next item that I want to mention are two Makeup Forever primers. I've been loving these two. I call these like my dynamic duo because they're just amazing together and they're amazing alone. The redness primer and the mattifying primer, what I like to do is, hold on, let me just say, like, the mattifying one, this sucker is mattifying. Like, I usually get very oily on my nose no matter what foundation I'm wearing, no matter what I do, my nose always gets very oily at the end of the day. This makes it seem as if I'm not oily. Like, at the end of the day when I touch my nose is like a tiny bit oily. It's amazing. Now, like I said, this is very dry and like very matte, so I don't like to put it all over my face, because one time I put it all over my face and literally my entire face, I felt like I had Botox. Like, it was just like, it was literally stiff. And my face felt dry, like I was in the desert or something. I'm not even kidding you. I can only put this down the middle of my face and a little bit on my cheeks, and mainly focus on my nose. And then what I like to do is the redness primer is absolutely amazing. It helps to really counteract that redness. I've tried a lot of different redness primers and they don't really do the job, but this one really does. I like to just put this right on my cheeks where I have rosacea, and it really helps with lighter coverage foundations. That brings me to my next product. I've really been loving the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I mentioned this in my last month's favorite, but I wanted to talk about it again because I finally got my right shade and it's just been a dream. I got the shade 5.75, and I love using this with the redness primer underneath, because since this is a lighter coverage foundation, you guys know I love my full coverage, but sometimes you do want a lighter coverage foundation. But since I do have rosacea, sometimes like I find myself going back and forth with liking a lighter coverage foundation for light days but hating the fact that my rosacea shows. So this really works with that because it hides the rosacea and kind of counteracts that, and this still just, it doesn't even look like it's light coverage, you know what I mean? It gives me nice skin underneath. So I've been loving these two together as well. And by the way, I will have a review up for this. I'm trying to hopefully record it tomorrow or Wednesday, so stay tuned for that because I know a lot of you guys have really been wanting it, so just stay tuned. I will have it up. The next thing that I want to talk about is this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. I hauled this in my drugstore haul and I'm so happy that I got it. It's just awesome. It's so nice and matte, but it's very airy, like it's very like air-like texture, very lightweight, and I don't know, it's awesome. It's also very good coverage. The color that I have is 104 Golden Beige, so that matches me perfectly. The next thing that I want to talk about is the Becca Shade and Light Contour Perfector. This is beautiful. Like, beautiful, guys. It gives you the most, it's a luminizing bronzer, so it has a very a noticeable but not too noticeable sheen to it. Like, once you bronze your face and your temples and everything, you will see that luminizing like sheen on the bronze, and it looks beautiful. It literally looks like Jennifer Lopez. Gives you that beautiful like glow from within, luminized glow bronze, and it's awesome. What I like to do is just pat in the middle. It's extremely pigmented, so I just pat it very lightly, and I like to apply it with a dual fiber brush because it is so pigmented. You cannot use it with regular brushes like this, for example, because it just won't work. You gotta use it with the dual fiber because the dual fiber will only pick up as much product as necessary and it'll really blend it out nicely. And it's just been awesome. I absolutely love it so much. The next product that I want to talk about is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush in the shade Mood Exposure. I did buy this a while ago, but I've recently this month really been liking it. Like, when I first tried it, I liked it. It was really pretty, but I wasn't in love with it. And I think that's because I was kind of mixing it all over. What I've been doing now is skipping this part and just taking this area right here, just because this part makes the blush a little darker, but this area just makes it this beautiful like mauvey natural pinky blush, and it's just, honestly, I can't even describe how beautiful it is. It's amazing, and it just gives you a very, very, very subtle, tiny little luminized glow, and I've honestly been using it every single day, every single makeup look, so it's been my favorite. The next product that I want to mention is the NARS Dual Intensity Blush in the shade Jubilation. This is just gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful highlights. This gold shade right here is life. I'm wearing it right now. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's beautiful. The thing that I want to talk about with this product is it's very similar to the Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting Duo, where it's not as buttery and milky as the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector. So you can't just dip your brush in it and get this like buttery, intense glow. These are a little bit more pressed and very packed. So they work well on your finger. But when you do use them with a brush, like a very soft brush, the brush doesn't pick up the product very nicely. You gotta use it with a nice, either a brush that has a little rougher bristles. I'll show you what my favorite highlighting brush has been. Or you can use it with your fingers and then blend it out with the brush. It can be confusing to where some people might just think it's not that pigmented, but it's not that it's not pigmented, it's just that the actual form of the powder needs different tools to work with. That brings me to my next favorite. I've been absolutely loving the Morphe M501 brush for highlighting. It's perfect not only because it's fluffy and tapered and like it gives you that beautiful, it works perfect. It's not only that, the bristles, whoa, the bristles at the end aren't super soft. They have a slight little bit of a roughness to them, which is awesome for powders like this because what it does is it kind of chips away at the product and picks up the product very nicely. It kind of just, it's hard enough so that it kind of picks up the product, you know what I mean? This is the only brush that has worked with this product perfectly and worked with the Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting Duo perfectly. When it comes to this rose gold shade right here, I will say that this rose gold shade isn't as pigmented. What I like to use this for is just more of a subtle glow. It's funny because this shade actually reminds me a lot of Opal, except just a more subtle version. So I really like that because I love Opal, but for days where I'm kind of doing like a no makeup look, this works perfectly because it's just more of a subtle version of it. So the next product that I want to mention, I might as well just talk about another brush that I love. This is the NARS, I'm trying to remember how one of my subscribers told me how to pronounce it in the comments. I think she said Yachio or Yakio. I'm not 100% sure, but this brush is absolutely amazing. Like, it's perfect for contouring. A lot of people might think that because it's so pointy, it might not be perfect for contouring, but if you look at it, it has this big fluffy center and then it goes to a point. So the point picks up the product to contour perfectly, but it sinks in and gets fluffy enough so that it blends it out. A lot of you guys were dying, cracking up at my jungle comment in my Sephora haul, but seriously, every time I use this brush, it almost feels like it's gonna break and I'm like scared, but Nonetheless, I love, love, love this brush. It is extremely pricey though. So the next thing that I want to talk about is this Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. This is absolutely amazing. I've been looking for another concealer that I love because it seems like the only one that I've just been obsessing over is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. And this one reminds me a lot of that, except a little bit more fuller coverage. And it just blends out beautifully. The applicator is amazing. The packaging is amazing. Every single thing about this product is 100% right on point. And it's just one of those holy grail items that I'm just obsessed with. So absolutely love this. I have mine in the shade Light Neutral. The next product that I want to talk about is a pair of eyelashes. I really wanted to mention these because I've been getting a ton of questions from you guys on what eyelashes I've been wearing lately, and it's been these Koko lashes in the style Goddess. They're just absolutely beautiful. I actually discovered them a couple months ago. I bought one pair just to try, and I just had to throw them out after a while, so I never used them on my channel for a little while until I really just started to miss them. So I placed an order recently, and I bought 2 backup pairs of them, and I just absolutely love them so much. They're also only $6.99, and you can get them on ladymoss.com. So the next thing that I want to mention is another primer. This is the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser Primer. When I hauled this in my drugstore haul, a lot of you guys were saying that you didn't really like this primer, so I was kind of scared. I was like, oh no, why did I buy it? But I love it so much. This actually reminds me of my Smashbox HD whatever photo finish foundation primer, but I hate to say it. I really, really hate to say it because I love that primer, but this one is better. A little bit better because it's a little tiny bit thicker. So for my oily skin, I appreciate a little bit of the thickness that this has as opposed to the Smashbox one where it's a little bit thinner. Not greasy, but just a little bit thinner, and this one has a like thicker texture, so it makes me feel like it's less greasy, a little bit more mattifying. I've actually, when I feel like using a silicone primer, I've been reaching this one instead of my Smashbox one, so it goes to show that I actually like this one a lot better. So the next item that I have is something that I discovered from the drugstore and I'm so excited about, and I just want the whole entire world to know about it and discover it and love it as much as I do. It's the Milani Tantastic Face and Body Baked Bronzer in the shade 01 Fantastic in Gold. It is the most amazing drugstore highlighter I've ever found. It's very hard to find drugstore highlighters that are really good quality and just like intense and pigmented. It's such good quality, so highly pigmented, gives this beautiful, beautiful, you can get 2 different colors with this actually. Just because if you notice it's like marbled. If you focus your brush in this area where it doesn't have as much white, you'll get this really pretty like darker opal color where it's just like this really beautiful bronze. If you focus it on this area, which I personally love to do, you get a mix of the bronze, but you also get that pearly white, and it just gives you this intense pearl white bronze glow that's so unique. The quality of it is very much like the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfectors, where when you put it on, it's just like boom, like product intense highlight. It does have a weird, has a bad smell to it. It smells like nuts, like baked crushed nuts. Next 2 products that I want to mention are from Milani too, and they're the Fierce Foil Eye Shines. I actually used one of these in my drugstore tutorial and I loved it so much. I used the Milan one and I used this really pretty pink champagne. It was just intense and gorgeous. Today I actually used the Florence one and I used this really pretty gold. And honestly, I really like these. I find that they just give you the intense foiled eyeshadow look, and as long as you know how to work with them, they work perfectly. You do kind of have to rub more than you do tap to get the product off. They are a little bit chunky. They don't give you like that smooth foil, but I feel like that's the whole point of it. It's to give you like that textured look. It's not supposed to be 100% smooth because the Stila Magnificent Foil eyeshadows aren't smooth either. They're very textured and kind of chunky, so I feel like that's the whole style of them, is just to have that really cool foiled like textured look on your eyes. The next thing that I love is this Wet n Wild little quad in the shade of Vinyl Collection. They're so beautifully pigmented and so cheap. I think I got this for like $4 at Rexall, and it's just honestly amazing quality. So if you can get your hands on this, then definitely do that. So the next products that I want to talk to you guys about are the Neutrogena HydraBoost Gel Cream and the Neutrogena HydraBoost Gel Cream for the eyes. I have been absolutely loving these 2. They're like my dynamic duo for my nighttime routine, and I really love them. They give you that like amazing boost of hydration for the nighttime without that greasy, thick feel. But I do actually want to try the one that's for extra dry skin, just because I actually tested my hydration levels and I'm extremely dehydrated regardless of the fact that I have oily skin. One for extra dry skin might help even more. So I'm definitely going to try that out, but nonetheless, I've been loving both of these products. The last thing that I want to mention is something kind of different, but I want to mention tea tree oil. I have been obsessed with this. It's been my lifesaver. You guys know that I've been using the Clarisonic and it's been blurry. It's been breaking me out like crazy. And I also, by the way, realized that I purchased the sensitive head brush when I already had the sensitive head brush. Like, that's what it originally comes with. Thanks to you guys letting me know. I wasn't aware of that, but I purchased the delicate brush, so hopefully that comes in soon. But it's been breaking me out like crazy, so tea tree oil has been getting me through it. Literally, I just put a little bit of it on and the next day the pimple is gone. So the last 4 things that I have to mention for my favorites, this video is going to be so darn long, are 4 lip products. I want to mention the new Anastasia Beverly Hills lip glosses. I got sent the entire collection and it was just like a girl's dream. But obviously, of course, my favorite one comes from the nudes. It's the one in the shade Undressed. You guys know I'm not into glosses, but if I have a favorite gloss out there, it's going to be these ones because they smell amazing. They're so pigmented. They almost feel as if it's like a liquid lipstick, but doesn't dry matte. It's a gloss and they last really long and I really love them. Again, this one is in the shade Undressed and I'll swatch it for you guys right there. Like, hello, beautiful shade. Then the next one that I have to share with you guys is the Makeup Forever Aqua Rouge Waterproof Liquid Lip Color. And this one is in the shade number 1. It's just that beautiful gray beige shade that I'm obsessed with, and it just reminds me a lot of Lime Crime's Cashmere, and it's just beautiful. And let me tell you something about this. This sucker stays on all day. Like, it does not move. No matter if you're drinking, eating, talking, it doesn't budge, it doesn't move. It's amazing, seriously. The next product that I want to talk to you guys is about the Buxom Lip Foundation in the shade Buff. It's so beautiful. Let me swatch it right there for you guys. It's so absolutely beautiful. The only thing I hate about this is it has such a foul smell. I absolutely hate the smell of it, but it's a really amazing product and actually lasts a very long time, and I love the matte finish. The last item that I want to show you guys is the Essence lipstick in the shade 15. This is such a beautiful lipstick. It reminds me a lot of Pure Hollywood. The shades are very similar, and I feel like they could dupe each other, and the quality of this is really nice. It's kind of like a creamy matte finish, and I've just been obsessed over it this month, and it also is only $3. If you're in Canada, I get Essence at Shoppers Drug Mart. If you're in the US, you can get Essence at Ulta. Okay, so now that the favorites part was hella long, now let's go ahead and get started with my regrets. I only have 3 regrets for this month, but let's just go ahead and get right into it. The first one, you guys are probably going to be shocked, but it's the Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer Oil Free. Everyone loves it and raves about this primer so much that I actually went ahead and just picked up the full size. Normally, I would just pick up the smaller size first because it's so expensive, but I was like, no, everyone loves it. I'm gonna love it. It's gonna be awesome. $60, it's fine. But no, I really wanted to love this product, but I cannot lie and I cannot give in to the hype. I gotta just be honest, and I don't like it at all. The texture of it reminds me a lot of sunscreen. I'll show you guys. It's very lotiony, but it reminds me a lot of sunscreen. When you put it on, it's not too greasy, but it has a very slippery, slightly greasy feel. So my oily skin just did not feel comfortable with that. In terms of how the product performed, I didn't notice that it was just an amazing primer that made my makeup last so long. Like, I just didn't notice anything really amazing about it. I'm just gonna be returning this and getting my $60 back because I paid a lot for this. So yeah, I just wasn't a fan of it. That was definitely a regret this month for me. So the next item that I want to talk to you guys about is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector pressed in the shade Blush Copper. This is actually their new limited edition kind of shimmering skin perfector in the shade Blush Copper. The packaging is absolutely beautiful, and let me just talk about it really quickly. I don't want to say that I absolutely hate this product, because I don't. It's just not, I'm not like over the moon excited about it, because I know this is a product that a lot of people are wondering, is it too dark for me? How can I use it? Should I buy it? Is it worth it? So I wanted to kind of address it. First things first, the packaging is absolutely beautiful in all rose gold, and I will just say right now, I will be keeping this item in my collection just for the packaging. I don't even care how silly that sounds, but I'm a makeup collector, so the fact that this is like a rose gold packaging limited edition of the Shimmering Skin Perfectors is just like a staple item. So yeah, I'm crazy like that. But the actual product inside, I'm not super crazy about. It's this really beautiful rose gold copper. It's very pigmented, so that's one of its faults, in a way. It's beautiful, like look at that, it's gorgeous, but it's so intensely copper and so intensely pigmented that I cannot wear it on my light to medium skin tone. Like I can't even wear this when I'm tan right now, let alone when I'm fair. I did try wearing it. You cannot use this as a highlight unless you are of darker skin tone. This would be beautiful on darker, deep skin tones. Like literally, this would be beautiful for you. Get it. Don't even hesitate. I tried using this as a blush. I honestly did. And it was just too much for me. I even dabbed it just a teensy bit, but it was just still too much color on the cheeks for me. I really just don't ever see myself picking this up and actually using it unless I am doing maybe like a copper eyeshadow look and I want to use it as an eyeshadow maybe. But other than that, I will just be keeping it for the packaging only. So the last regret that I have for the month is this Marc Jacobs highliner in the shade brown. A lot of you guys recommended this to me, and I've tried so many high-end eye pencils for the waterline and just nothing works on me. This is not pigmented, it does not stay on my waterline, and I honestly really do not like it. It is going to be going back to the store and getting returned. I will not be picking up another one to try just because I actually found one from the drugstore that I really love, and it's the Milani Supreme Kohl Kajal. This one works amazing on me. It's super black, super pigmented, stays on my waterline a decent amount of time, and this one actually works better than all the high-end ones that I've tried. So I will not be on the search for another one anymore because I really have been liking this one. So I figured I would just stick with this and stick with what actually works. That is it for my April favorites and regrets. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, then give me a like, thumbs up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll of course see you guys in my next one. Bye guys. Mwah. Eyeshadow in the shade Bella White in the inner corner just to give it that nice pop of a white sheen. And then I am tight lining with Milani's Supreme Kohl Kajal.